a recent visit to India, I was recommended by a friend of mine to go and visit the Garib Niwaj in Delhi. Unaware of what I was going to witness, I was expecting a casual school with average students, but on my arrival, I was overcome by such sweet young children with smiles that melted my heart, and I was amazed to learn that all these children were from the slums of Delhi, who had led a life of struggle from the day they were born. The determination and commitment on the faces of these children showed that they were all strong believers and committed to see their education through, with the help of Babaji. My humble request to everyone is please support the Guru Nanak Garib Niwaj Education Society so we can help eradicate poverty through education. Guru Nanak's teachings proved that this was a good cause and proved in Malik Bako Saki. Your support will be appreciated. Thank you.
मेरी शरधा भी गरीब बच्चों ਨੂੰ ਕਰੋੜਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪੜਾਵਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਸਿੱਖ ਹਿੜੀਸਾ ਵਿੱਚ ਖੜਾ ਹੋ ਜਾਵੇ ਵੀ ਮੈਂ ਐਮਐਲਏ ਬਣੇ ਤੇ ਉੱਥੇ ਹੀ ਬਣ ਜਾਵੇਗਾ ਗੁਰੂ ਦੀ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਨਾਲ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਘਰ ਦਾ ਤੇ ਸਕੂਲਾਂ ਦਾ ਸਵਾਲ ਹੈ ਕੋਈ ਵੈਸੇ ਤਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਾਫੀ ਦੇਰ ਤੋਂ ਹੀ ਬਾਬਾ ਈਸ਼ਰ ਸਿੰਘ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਜਦੋਂ ਸੰਗਤ ਕਰਨ ਲੱਗੇ ਆ ਕੋਈ ਕਦੇ ਕੋਈ ਜਾਤ ਪਾਤ ਦੀ ਤਾਂ ਗੱਲ ਮਨ ਚ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਿੱਖ ਜਾਂ ਹਿੰਦੂ ਮੁਸਲਮਾਨ ਕੋਈ ਬੱਚਾ ਹੋਵੇ ਜਿੰਨੇ ਵੀ ਆਪਣੇ ਸਕੂਲ ਹੈ ਵੈਸੇ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਹਰ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਤੇ ਇਹੀ ਬੇਨਤੀ ਕਰਦੇ ਵੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਜਾਤ ਪਾਤ ਦੀ ਕੋਈ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਨੀ ਸਿਰਫ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਪੜ੍ਹਾਉਣਾ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਕਰਨੀ ਹੈ
Originally, Babaji were very keen that in India's schools, which have been very much based on rote learning a lot, that they have a school very similar to the United Kingdom school, Babaji school here, where you're much more independent thinking. So he's making the kids think, and it's making them really sort of go and be innovative. And what Babaji felt is that India tomorrow will need kids like that. As the construction started, Babaji began to see that some of the labourers who were on the construction site, that their children were running around on the site. This is during the daytime. They also saw some of them out begging in the streets. And Babaji thought, well, nobody's helping them. The children we're catering here for this school, the kids who will come in here, if they don't come in here, they'll go elsewhere. They will have people looking after them. But nobody's going to look after these kids. And hence Babaji actually started straight away. They started with 13 children, and I remember going there and seeing these 13 kids. And they were taught in a couple of rooms at that point in time. But what I saw, which was on our very first visit, such joy that somebody actually cared for these kids.
We enjoy teaching here because our children are interested and are motivated. With the guidance of Baba Amar Singh ji, we have started to make a difference to the lives of these children. The children and their parents had no knowledge of education. Before coming here, the children were led to begging and child slavery for survival. Now they are determined to get educated and stand on their own 2 feet. We first explain the topic and then teach the children, which we find is very effective. Hence, they take more interest. When I first arrived at the Garib Niwaj, the number of children enrolled was between 80 and 90, and now stands at 400. This has made a lot of difference to these children, with the blessing of Babaji. Since I have been here, I get love and affection from everyone here at the Garib Niwaj, unlike my previous job where I was abused. I enjoy cleaning, washing and cooking for these children. This is all due to Babaji's vision for these poor children.
And Babaji working abroad as well?
Exactly.
What sort of things is happening?
Well, Babaji is trying his very best to spread this message for the poor children all around the world. This shows to be now at the top of his mind how to help the poor children in our country. He himself started saying this when there were laborers doing our project work for the temple. When he saw these poor children playing in the sand, bathing in cold water, in containers, the very same containers are used for making cement and all that. Then he started realizing what's going on, how our children live so comfortably and how these people are sleeping on the sand in the daytime, in winter, in summer, in the same area, without any much difference in their food, in their clothes. So he said that we had made a big mistake. We should have started this some 20 years back. We started this very, very late. And so now he's all up and about trying to make up for the lost time.
When asked what else is done for the children apart from education, the head teacher replied, "We have done 2 to 3 eye operations. The children have medical screening and vitamins twice a week. They are also provided with uniforms, winter wear, shoes and other essentials. And every Saturday they do activities like arts and craft and go out to picnics." We cannot take any more children in at this stage, as there are no more places. It is pointless to accept more children without having adequate staff to maintain standards, but over time we will enroll more students.
क्योंकि स्टाफ का होना भी बड़ा जरूरी है नाल हर चीज़ की फैसिलिटीज बच्चों को होनी चाहिए तां ही फायदा है नेचुरली जैसे वो पेरेंट्स को बड़ा प्रॉमिस किया हुआ है कि ऐसी जरूर ना हां तो उम्मीद है साडी बोर्ड में रेडी हो जाए.
What is Babaji's future projects?
Babaji has got he's a great visionary. And Babaji said all these children should be equipped with the employment. They should be trained, whatever interest they have got, electrician, plumbers, and those who are very brilliant, they will, that's what Babaji says, we will support them for higher education as well.
And those who will be watching this film in England, UK, and it will be going to the States and Canada, what is your message to everybody watching?
They should donate overwhelming. They should full-heartedly, they should donate. This is a good cause. This is a basic religion actually.
ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੁਆਲੀਫਾਈਡ ਟੀਚਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪਬਲਿਕ ਸਕੂਲ ਵਿੱਚ ਪੜ੍ਹਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ, ਗਵਰਨਮੈਂਟ ਸਕੂਲ ਵਿੱਚ ਪੜ੍ਹਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ, ਗਰੀਬ ਨਵਾਜ ਕਾਫੀ ਪੜ੍ਹਾ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ।
I had heard quite a lot about the Garib Niwaj. When I came here, I saw the children were coming from the slums. I was shocked and amazed to see what Babaji had done for these children, which made me decide to come and work here, which I enjoy greatly. The government is not doing anything for these poor people. There are so many other slums who are not aware of the Garib Niwaj. The ones that come to know are coming here for help.
गवर्नमेंट कुछ नहीं कर रही है परिवार वास्ते?
परिवार वास्ते भी कुछ भी नहीं है।
कोई किस तरह की भी नहीं मतलब?
नहीं जी, क्योंकि किसी को पता ही नहीं है। और जितने कितने स्लम्स है, कितने फैमिली आने बच्चे ने कहते जिन्होंने पता लगता है वो फिर स्कूल च आते हैं कि असी जाइए गरीब निवास से सानू भी कोई मदद मिले। सारा कुछ बाबा जी के नाल ही हो रहा है, वो आप ही सारा कुछ कर रहे हैं। जो बाबा जी नहीं कर देते कुछ होना ही नहीं सीगा, सब कुछ बाबा जी कर रहे हैं।
I think in daily routine we are telling everybody.
You have to tell them. That is the best way.
Because in this class it goes on and you have to tell the children now. It's like in the third standard, in class third. We have 13-year-old, we have a 14-year-old, In another 5-7 years or 10 years maximum, they'll be having kids as well,
2-3 kids.
So probably if you start telling them right away, maybe, let's hope, maybe they restrict themselves to 2 kids in another 10 years. Maybe not now, but maybe 10 years down the line they might restrict it, which is so important,
Well,
I mean, we keep blaming our government that, our government is this, that. Come on, we can't even handle 400 kids. Imagine billion population.
Yeah.
And there's no sense of responsibility or giving back to the society, unfortunately, much here, You got to, because a lot of people want to give, but a lot of people want even that publicity to be, our name is going to be coming or not, Like if we discuss, even if we focus, because that's so important, because they are here till 1 o'clock. After that, imagine for almost 12 hours they're back there, they are into their environment, their situation, the circumstances is such that they deal with, Like initially I used to see, oh, he's a Muslim in the class, they're fighting, ma'am, I'm not sitting with him, or ma'am, I'm not doing this, I was like, I'm, who I am? I might maybe a Christian, I might be a Sadhar, I might be whatever. So I think you've got to, especially here, you really have to break that thing, because it's so important for them to grow as well.
and especially, when the message goes through the teachers, like, this anti-firework campaign, when it came from school and through teachers, my 6-year-old granddaughters, they were saying, we are not going to light any patakas because teacher said this creates pollution. So, the message from the
These children, teachers are like God,
very
When I first visited the Garib Niwaj children in their homes, it is shocking and it is very difficult to imagine in what conditions they are living in, how much sacrifice they are making in order to get their basic needs. Even some brothers and sisters sacrifice their lives in order to give a better life for their family and especially the young children. When I visited the Garib Niwaj children in their homes, first I was shell-shocked because most of the slums and things like that you normally bypass or you see in films. But when you walk across the slums and meet the people and talk to them, and it's a wonderful experience and it touches the heart. And especially I can speak about Farika. When I was traveling with her in the bus, I asked her, how old are you? And she is in 13 years of age. And I asked her, what do you want to be? She said to me, I wanted to be a doctor. Then I asked her, why you want to be a doctor? She said to me, in our society, around that area, no one is educated. So they don't understand the value of education. Not only that, even basic health care, they are not aware of it. Because of that, many people die at young age. If I become a doctor, I can help the community and help my family as well. It was so touching, and then further I explored what year she is in. It is a shocking thing. She started in year 1 at age 13. So like that, many students actually started their learning at a late age, and with Babaji's help, most of the youngsters were able to start even less than 5 years of age. It is a privilege for us to be part of the project.
Now, I've been lucky enough to go several times to India to help Babaji set up the schools there and to advise the architects that are in India. And I've been fortunate enough to be able to go and see some very interesting places in India, but also some very deprived places. I think the slums that exist in Delhi in particular, and also the rural slums, but I've had 2 visits to the slums in Delhi, and they're a real eye-opener from us from the Western world, where we have so much. It's particularly poignant to me that I have 2 grandchildren, and obviously I wish the very best for my 2 grandchildren, and I go and see children of the same age in the slums in Delhi, and they have nothing, and they didn't ask to be born where they're born. They've just turned up, they're born into these slums, and they have very little hope of ever getting out of there. The life expectancy in the slums is probably, I think, in the mid-30s. Several of the children that we talk to have lost one or both parents, and we were lucky enough to go into the slums and visit some of their homes. That's all they know, so they come across as very happy in their environment, but it's such squalor. We visited the house of Nandini, who is a girl that me and my wife are sponsoring. We started sponsoring her about a year ago, and I was told that she'd lost her mother with cancer, and those of us in this country that have relatives that have suffered cancer, or even if you've lost a relative with cancer, you know how distressing that is. And there's this girl who's lost her mother, and she has a father and 2 siblings, and she has to get up and do the household chores before she comes to Babaji's school, and then in the evening she goes back, or the afternoon she goes back and does the household chores to look after her father and brother and sister, I think it is. And I never visited a house before, so on this visit we actually went with a camera crew to the house, and I think you may have an interview that Mr. Sandhu did with Nandini's father. But to me it was a real eye-opener. In a space probably not a lot bigger than my bathroom at home, you've got everything that family owns, and I mean everything, and they're there in that one space. There's a little cooker. They have to go up the alleyway to fill their drinking water into containers, and they do that by an open sewer. And I think one of the main privileges that we have